Hello, Stampers. I'm attempting to go live. I can see I have a little shadow. Let me see if I can just adjust to get out of the shadow. That should work. If you know me or don't know me, you know I'm not very good with technology, but I am trying really hard to learn. So I am going to try to show you how to make a card today live, and hope you will enjoy the video. If you have any questions, then please feel free to comment below and I'll get back to you when the video has finished. We are going to use the Ornamental Christmas stamp set. There's quite the glare there. And the matching coordinating dies that go with it. I am also using the Modern Christmas 12 by 12 designer paper. It's very pretty. It's very different from what I would normally use for Christmas cards. So I'm kind of going out of my comfort zone to try something different. Here's the back side of the papers. There's a lot of gold in there, gold and black and white. I'm a very traditional Christmas card kind of girl, so I actually enjoy just normal reds and greens. So I bought this bundle so that I could kind of step out of my comfort zone. So we're going to start by stamping some of the trees. I've got a piece of white cardstock that I cut out using the the branching out dies. If you don't have those dies, they have become one of my favorites. And here's what this looks like. I have been using it on a lot of cards lately. It just gives you something a little different than like a square or rectangle cut out, and it has the stitched edging. So we're going to start by using our Pretty Peacock ink. We're going to ink up the tree that's in the stamp set. And we're going to just start placing some trees on our cardstock here. So we're going to do a full-fledged stamped tree, and then we're going to add next to it a second one where we have stamped off, so it's a little bit lighter color. And we're going to do that again on the other side with full ink. Then we're going to stamp off again. And then we're going to add a couple of stamped off images in the middle. And because I'm planning on putting a tree in the middle of here, I'm actually going to put a little piece of Post-it note here because I don't want it to go too far down. So I'm going to start by stamping off, adding a tree there, and we're going to stamp off and add a tree there. That way we just get a little background behind the big tree that we're going to put in the middle. Now I'm going to set that piece aside for now, and we're going to work on the tree that's going to go in the middle, and we're going to use the outline tree that comes part of the stamp set, and we're going to emboss it. So I'm going to get out my tray and my embossing powder, which I'm using the white embossing powder. And then I'm going to use the Versamark ink pad to ink it up. So we're just going to ink that up. We're going to stamp it on a piece of Pretty Peacock scrap paper. And then we're going to apply our embossing powder. For some reason, I love heat embossing, but I never do it until it's the holidays. I don't know why, but I always tend to do it more during the holidays. So we're just going to set that aside, and we're going to let the magic of the heat gun set this for us. So this might be a little loud for a second. Just going to apply some heat to this until we see that it starts to change colors. And you can see on the bottom how it's getting a little shinier. And there we go. That is embossed and ready to go. And then we're going to cut it out using the coordinating die that comes with the bundle by the Magic of TV. I've already cut one out so that we could skip that part on the camera. With that, we're now actually ready to start assembling our card. So you'll see any card I ever make that is something I've made an original will be pretty simple because I like it to be easy for you to make it at home. But I also just don't like to spend like an hour on a card. I like to be able to produce a lot of cards. So I'm going to take a piece of Pretty Peacock cardstock that I've cut in half and scored in half to create the base. Give it a good... And then I have cut a piece of the designer paper. You can see you got this on one side and this on the other. I really like this pattern. And I've cut this at 4 by 5 1/4. And I prefer to use our glue any chance I get because you don't need a lot of it. Hopefully you just saw me, I just put 5 little dots on there. I like the fact that when I put it down in here, I get a couple seconds to work with it. See if it moves like it just did before it's set in place. Once it sets after a few seconds, it's not going anywhere. I also like using our Stampin' Seal, but I use that more when I'm using like a ribbon or something. I think the glue is just fast and easy and economical. I like it all. So I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of this piece so that we give this a little pop. And just pull those off. If I had my take your pick tool, I could do this much quicker. I just don't have it right in front of me. So, and then we're going to just add that to the front of the card. Then we're going to take the tree that we embossed and cut out. And again, you don't need a lot. That's what I love about our glue. We're going to just adhere that to the front of the card. I decided not to pop that tree because of the image or the sayings that I'm going to put on top of it. So in our catalog, we also have something called the Greetings for You Mix and Match. And they're just a bunch of like pre-cut stamped gold images, sayings that you can put on your cards. And they're perfect to use with this designer paper because of the gold. So because of that, and one thing I love about them is that they're self-adhesive. So you don't have to even add glue. But because of that, because they're self-adhesive, I needed it to lay flat. So that was the whole point of why I did not pop that tree up. So we're going to just peel the backing off. It always takes longer when you're trying to do it on camera. And we're just going to lay that across the center of the card. And there we go. That is the finished card. I hope you like it, and I will post some details in the comments of things that I used, all the different products that I used on the card, and I'd love to hear your comments. Thanks a lot. Bye.